Hey everyone, welcome to Chris's Beer Reviews. Today is Tuesday, December 23rd, and long time no see, guys. It's been several months since I've done a review for all of you, and I'm actually off for the next couple of weeks on holiday break. So I thought I would go ahead and do a review for you guys since it's been so long. And like I said, I'm going to be off for the next couple of weeks, so this may not be the only review that you guys will see during this time. Depends on the time that I have. I'm going to be kind of busy, but I'll try to do another review or two while I'm off on break. So anyway, like I said, today is December 23rd, so we're right at the Christmas holidays. Hope everyone has a great holiday and enjoys the time with friends and family, and of course time with a nice refreshing craft beer. So anyway, waste enough guys' time, so without further ado, today's review is going to be coming out of the Wiseacre Brewing Company, and it's brewed right here in my home state of Tennessee, brewed in Memphis actually. So it's always nice to support your local breweries, and I've actually had this beer on several occasions, and without really getting into any major detail, I'll go ahead and say this is a pretty phenomenal beer and has become pretty much a go-to beer for me. I've actually been able to pick this one up in the North Mississippi area where I work. So like I said, I've bought this on several occasions. But anyway, like I said, Wiseacre Brewing Company out of Memphis, Tennessee, and is their Ananda India Pale Ale. So anyway, let's go ahead and let's crack this thing open and let's see what it looks like. And I'm going to be pouring this into a tulip glass. I haven't used this glass in a while, and I thought, what the hell, I'll go ahead and use my old tulip glass. So anyway, let's go ahead and let's crack this can open. About fizzed over. I'm going to let that settle down just for a second. Check this on Rate Beer. Haven't done any Rate Beer readings lately as far as on the last few reviews I've done, but I'm going to go ahead and do that. Like I said, Wiseacre Ananda IPA comes in at a 6.2% alcohol by volume, and it has 61 IBUs, and let's see, it doesn't tell the hops really or the malts, but it does say that Ananda is the ancient Sanskrit word for bliss, and it says, and this dry hopped beer is our version of just that. And they actually use malted and flaked wheat, which is a little different than what's normally used in an IPA, but it kind of gives it a different type of texture. It's kind of as they describe it, it's a velvety texture, and I guess you could say it's kind of like that. It does use it just says it uses citrus style hops, so maybe it's Citra, I don't know. It just says citrus hop notes. So anyway, like I said, 6.2% alcohol by volume, 61 international bitterness units, and it only rates for this specific brewery, it rates a 77, Wiseacre. For the style, it only rates a 49 on Rate Beer. I do not understand that because, like I said, this is a very, very delicious beer, very well balanced as far as the malts and the hops are concerned. But anyway, wasted enough time. Let's go ahead and let's pour this thing up in this tulip glass and let's see what it looks like. And I still have not perfected a pour from a can, so I just poured it very aggressively. So I'm gonna let that sit for just a little bit, guys. Poured it a little bit aggressively. Don't normally pour canned beers into a glass. On occasion I will, but usually I will drink them straight out of the can if I'm just sitting back and, you know, enjoying a beer. So it's still pretty aggressive. Let's see if I can get a little bit more in this glass without getting too carried away here. It's about as good as it's going to get, guys. Pours a huge head. Like I said, I poured it a little aggressive, but it's kind of got a very carbonated yet creamy, off-white colored head. So far, I haven't even took a drink out of this thing. It hasn't diminished down a whole lot, and it's leaving some little bit of spotty lacing on the sides. It's kind of a golden, semi-translucent, or well, I would say very slightly translucent, but it does have a haziness to it. I'm still getting a little bit of carbonation bubbles rising from the bottom to the top. It's hard to tell with this humongous head. But, you know, as far as the amateur pour, it's a beautiful looking beer, guys. Beautiful looking beer. It's still maintaining a good 2.5, 3 finger head. Like I said, spotty lacing already forming on the glass. I'm going to go ahead and pour just a little bit more. Kind of top this thing off. And this is not a very big tulip glass. It's a smaller one. So I cannot fit the whole beer into the glass. So I kind of have to have pouring intervals, you know. But beautiful beer. Kind of a golden, amber, creamy off-white head. Pretty carbonated head as well. So anyway, let's go ahead and put a nose on it. Okay. I get citrus notes right up front, guys. Just like I like my India Pale Ales. Citrus, little bit of piney bitterness on the nose, but very citrusy. Grapefruit, orange peel, little lemon zest. Mostly grapefruit. Grapefruit and orange peel. Very delicious, very typical smelling India Pale Ale. Pours an amazing head. Great head retention on this beer, guys. Great head retention. Like I said, I poured it a little strong, so it poured a really, really big, yet beautiful head. Beautiful head. Tons of lacing already. So anyway, let's go ahead and let's take a drink and see what it's like on the palate. Very delicious. Like I said, it has 61 IBUs, so you taste every bit of that. It's in a very strong 61 IBUs. I've had IPAs that had like 80 plus IBUs that were very close to this. This is very similar to a stronger, higher rating on the IBU scale as far as beers are concerned. I've had, you know, high IBU drinks, beers, that had just pretty much about the same bitterness. So 61 IBUs is pushing it. I would say this beer is closer to 70 up, you know, 70, maybe even 75. Very bitter, yet crisp. Very, it has a very unique kind of citrus aspect to it. On the palate, I get a lot of pine. More pine on the taste than I did on the nose, but a lot of citrus. It's sweet, sweet citrus yet bitter. Great bite. Pretty dry. It leaves a very oily film on my palate. Very sticky. Thick-bodied, very thick-bodied beer. Dry and oily. Lots of hop oils and resins, but yet it has enough malt backbone to kind of balance this beer out. I don't understand why the rating is so low on Rate Beer. Like I said, I don't typically pay a lot of attention to other raters' scores. People have different opinions. You know, you guys may not like this beer, but I highly recommend this one. Wiseacre Ananda IPA. This beer, like I said, very strong citrus aroma with a little bit of pine. You can kind of detect malt sweetness on the nose. On the palate, it's very dry, very sticky, very hoppy and bitter. Yet it has enough citrus and sweetness with the malts and the hops combined. It's very well balanced, and it kind of finishes bitter. I took one good drink and I'm still feeling that bitterness on my tongue and palate. Very bitter, but very delicious, guys. Highly recommended. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take one last chug and I'm going to let you guys go for the day. Hope everyone has a wonderful Christmas, great, and as always, a safe New Year's holiday season, guys. As always, drink safe, drink responsible. Cheers, guys.